Hello, it's good to see you. Today we are going to be making a sunflower wreath. I've never done one of these before. I'm not really sure how it's going to turn out, but I found this bicycle wheel wreath ring at Dollar Tree, and I thought it would be really cool to do something like put some different shades of brown in here and then do the rest in yellow and make a little sunflower wreath. It's going to be different in a few ways. First of all, we're not going to be using any ribbon for this. We don't really have a lot of different colors for this wreath. It's basically just shades of yellow and brown. The decorations are a little different too. So again, we have this bicycle wheel wreath ring that I found at Dollar Tree. It's about the same size. I mean, as far as the width, I believe it's still 14 inches, so it's just as wide, but the bundles are going to be different. So I'm thinking more than likely the finished wreath is not going to stick out as far as they normally do, but only time will tell. This is going to be one of those things where I have to kind of experiment with the process as I go. Before I get into showing you the materials, though, I wanted to show you my nail polish. I just found this yesterday at Dollar General. And one interesting thing about Dollar General, I have numerous times I have found nail polishes there that I've never seen anywhere else. They only have them at Dollar General. Maybelline has a nail polish I've only seen there. It's the Maybelline Fast Gel line, and they have some really pretty colors. This one is Believe Beauty, and the color is Blue Lagoon. And I just found this yesterday. It's really pretty. It was only $2. I did one coat, and it looked good with just one coat, but I went ahead and just did a second coat over it, and then a shiny top coat. They had a bunch of different colors, but a lot of the colors they had are similar to colors I already have. But I really liked this blue. I also got, this one is like a burnt orange color. It's also from Believe Beauty. It's called Believe Beauty. The line of this nail polish is called Jetsetter Mani nail polish. This one is called It's a Match. And I thought that was just such a pretty color, especially going into fall. I thought that would be really pretty. But yeah, these were only $2 each. And I've never tried this before. I have some other Believe Beauty nail polish that I really like. But this particular type is called Jetsetter Mani, M-A-N-I. I don't think I've ever seen this before, but so I got those too. I just wanted to show you those. I really like the blue. Kind of goes with my top. I didn't plan it that way. It just sort of happened. So yeah, that's that. It has nothing to do with my wreath. I just wanted to show you. So I want to start out by showing you the mesh that we're going to use for this wreath. One of the first things we have is this decorative mesh here. This is from Dollar Tree. It's part of their Crafter's Square line. It's a dark brown with a gold metallic stripe running through it. So I thought this would work, for the inside part where you have all the seeds and everything. It's kind of a darker color. I thought it would work for that. But I'm thinking the bundles are going to have to be kind of small. And I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I'm going to have to play around with that to see what works. Also for the middle, I wanted to kind of change up the color a little bit. Different shades of brown. I found this, well, I guess technically we do have some ribbon in here. It's called Burlap Ribbon. This is also from Dollar Tree. I have 2 little rolls of this burlap ribbon. So one roll is kind of a dark brown and the other one is a little bit lighter. So we can take little bits of this and put it in the bundles. And normally when we cut our mesh and ribbon, the pieces are approximately 9 inches long. These I think are going to be much shorter. I don't want it sticking out a whole lot because the yellow part that's going to, simulate the little petals that go out the sides, they kind of lay flat. They're not really sticking out a whole lot. So I don't want these to do that either. And I have kind of gotten away from using tulle in my wreaths, but for this one I found this. It's sort of a fawn color. don't know if they have a color name on here. They don't. I found this actually I got this at Goodwill. This little $2 roll. I'm sure it was more than that originally. This little roll of tulle. So I don't know how much of this I would actually need. The tulle that I really have a problem with the most though would be glitter tulle. And I did buy some of that to use in another wreath, which I haven't done yet. The only problem I have is when you go to pull it away from the roll, little bits of glitter just rain down everywhere and it gets on everything. And I don't know, I quit using it because it got on my nerves. So yeah, this is one I just happened to find at Goodwill, I don't know, a few days ago. So I might try to work in some of this in there as well. So now that's going to be all for the interior part, the inner circle of the sunflower wreath. This stuff and this stuff right here. Okay, and then we start looking at the outside. Now, I do have this mesh right here, this pretty bright yellow mesh, Polypro mesh ribbon. I don't really consider it ribbon, but they call it ribbon. This is about 5.5 inches wide. Now the mesh you get at Dollar Tree is typically 6 inches. It doesn't really matter. But I'm thinking we're going to have to cut it kind of short, little short pieces. I don't really know how that's going to work. We'll see. So I have this, but I didn't want it all to be just this color yellow. So I also picked up this mesh, this tulle right here, which is kind of just a golden color, but it's not as bright as this. So I thought we could mix these two together so you don't just have this neon yellow for all the leaves. And I even have this roll of sort of like a golden mesh. This is from Dollar Tree as well. Overall, I think that materials-wise, this wreath is going to be much less expensive to make than most of the other ones I do. Most of them material-wise, because you have all that ribbon, and the ribbon can add up. You know, it's kind of expensive. And I think we're not going to use as much mesh for this wreath. The average wreath I make takes about 3 to 4 hours. And in materials can range anywhere from $20 to $65. So this one I think is going to be pretty inexpensive. Because, you know, these are only $1 from Dollar Tree. This is from Hobby Lobby and was $2.99. And this mesh was from Joann Fabrics and Crafts and was $6. I don't really know how much we're going to use. This is the fun part. I kind of love doing something a little different and taking you along for the ride. Now I just said I don't like glitter tulle, but I did pick up a roll because I'm a sucker for punishment. See, it's pretty. I liked the color. I like the golden color, and it kind of goes with that golden mesh. I wanted to work in a little bit of this glitter tulle from Dollar Tree. When you go to pull it off though, and it does add a nice sparkle to the wreath, which is nice. When you go to pull it off, it's just all this, it's just like rain and glitter. It's crazy. Anyway, it's kind of like if a stripper, you know, jumped up and down and it just rains off. And for decorations, we only have one thing. Because I didn't want to put flowers on it because the wreath is a flower. Well, it's a sunflower. But I found these little bees. These little bees. And I don't know how often you see bees on a sunflower, but I thought it would be cute to put these little bees on it. They're so cute. I had to put something on there. I didn't want to just leave it completely undecorated. So I thought I would put little bees on it. They're so cute. And on the back, they have these little thin wires. So I can just kind of, I may use the wires. I may remove the wires and just hot glue them into the wreath. I'll probably end up just hot gluing them because I don't like trying to work the wire down through to attach it to the wreath. And then it's always kind of wobbly and it's not stable. You know, it moves around too much. I don't know. So I have little bees to decorate my wreath with. And that's it for materials. I try to be mindful of the pipe cleaners I use for these wreaths to hold the bundles on the frame. I try to make sure they match the colors in the wreath. So I have this pack of rainbow fuzzy sticks from Walmart, and I noticed there were some yellow ones in here. So I'm going to try using some of these, and I'm thinking, I just thought of this, since the bundles are going to be small, I think they're going to be kind of small, I could probably cut each one of these into at least thirds, maybe 4. I might be able to get 4. Because, yeah, the bundles are not going to be very big at all. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know, but, well, you never know until you try. And I am a big fan of, don't knock it till you try it, It may turn out to be something really cool. I mean, we have good stuff to work with. And, yeah, let's see what kind of sunflower we can make. So let's get started. We are now ready to see what we can do with our materials. I took the brown mesh and I've cut it into little pieces. They're not measured exactly. This roll of mesh was kind of ornery. It's some of these rolls are great. They look nice and pretty, and then every now and then you get one that looks like it's intoxicated, like the stuff is all crooked and mangled looking. These pieces don't look too bad, but you get on down in the roll and they were pretty bad. Some of them I had to just cut out and eliminate. They were just too messed up. It was just all wonky. Like, look at this. This is literally, right here, this is literally how it came off the roll. I didn't do that. So this piece wasn't exactly usable. I have to say, Dollar Tree's mesh has really, it's not, I mean, it's never been the greatest mesh, but it's really gone down in quality. I'd say about a third of the roll looked basically like this. I mean, it was literally like, look at it. It's just all frayed and it looks drunk. Look at it. So I can't use mesh like that. Anyway, I think I got enough here to work with, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay. With this part, this is meant to look like the center part of the sunflower with, like the seeds and stuff. So it's going to be kind of all different colors, but kind of dark. I cut up a few, just maybe 6 pieces of this sort of a gold color to mix in there. It's not a lot. It's going to be mainly brown. And then you have the tulle here and this burlap stuff. I just cut it into little pieces all like this, like 4 inches or not even 4, 3.5. I didn't measure them or anything. So these bundles are going to be kind of small. We're going to work on the brown part first, and we're going to put all that on there, and then we'll do the yellow part. So right now we're just focusing on the middle brown part. Okay, I was going to try to work in a bit of black mesh, but I forgot it, and I'm sorry. We're just going to use brown. I forgot it. All right. I haven't cut the pipe cleaners yet. I pulled all of the yellow ones out of the bag. I'm trying to, I think I could probably cut these into thirds maybe. So each one of these would be one bundle. Or maybe I should use the black pipe cleaners for this and save the yellow ones. Let me do that. See, it's a work in progress. We're figuring it out as we go. So we have I have some black pipe cleaners here, so we can use these. That's going to be for the middle part. All right. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to take one of these pipe cleaners and cut it roughly into thirds. It doesn't have to be exact. It's one. Oh, there's a little shorter. It's okay. It doesn't matter. They don't have to be, exactly the same. Okay. Now, I'm thinking that for the middle part, we're going to do rolls. Instead of the Starburst Technique, which I use a lot, we're going to try it and see what that looks like. So we have these little pieces of mesh, and you see that it's, shaped like the roll. You're just going to go with that tendency. And roll it up, hold it. And it's going to look like that. I'm thinking that's going to stick out too far. Maybe I can fold it into fourths. Is that going to look stupid? I don't know. I'm going to hold it like that. And then we're going to take a piece of this brownish, I don't know, fawn colored tulle. See, the color's not so obvious when you peel it away like that. I'm going to try rolling it this way. The tulle is a lot more pliable. Putting that on top of there, like that. And then I have a piece of this burlap, and I'm going to roll that and put it on top. So you see, if you've seen any of my other wreath videos, that looks very different from what we normally do. Little pipe cleaner. You're going to put it perpendicularly across the top. You're holding all of this because if you let it go, it's going to spring all over the place and you have to start over. Okay, now we're going to bring the ends under, fold it in half, twist it together, 2 or 3 twists underneath, and then you can let it go. Now see, that's not going to stick up too far. And I think the mesh looks fine. Folded into, we folded it. Didn't we fold it twice? Yeah, 1, 2, whatever. So there's one. We're going to be making little bundles like this. And I do like the color combination. I like the brown mesh. And then you have this tulle and this burlap ribbon here. That looks pretty good. We'll do another one. Alright, so again, this mesh, I don't know, what is that, 5 inches wide? I don't know. I didn't measure it. So we roll it up, fold it once, and then fold it again. We'll fold it once and it's going to be folded again like that. You know what I mean. Let's take a piece of this dark brown burlap here. And each bundle is a little different, but I mean, you don't have a lot of variety of materials here, so they're not going to be all that different. I messed up my table. Alright. Hold that like this. And you can use anything to hold these together while you're making your little pieces and while you're rolling them up. You can use a clothespin, a chip clip, whatever. I just hold them like this. And the more you do it, you know, you get used to it. You don't even think about it. Another thing I don't like about using tulle is that if it comes into contact with the mesh, sometimes it will snag on the mesh and you have to pull them apart. So when I work with tulle, I try to keep them separate. Okay, and I'll put that on top there. We're going to take our little pipe cleaner piece, lay it on top. You're going to take the ends, twist them under, fold it. You can kind of, you're not going to hurt it. I pinch it right here to make it a little easier to twist those pipe cleaners. And then you can open it up a little bit. And if you have little stray pieces of stuff from your mesh, you can pull it out or you can leave it. Usually if they're long and kind of sticking out, I'll just remove them. Because some mesh is more stringy than other mesh and you end up with a lot of little strings. Okay. Let's take a piece of this pretty gold mesh here. See, I could roll it this way, but then you see, if you roll it this way, you're going to have these little pieces where it's been cut sticking out. I don't like having those sticking out, but I mean, if you make a wreath and you want to do it that way, you certainly can. There's no law against it or anything. They're not going to lock you up for it. Well, that mesh didn't do what I wanted it to. It's hard because this mesh, because it's cut shorter, it gets an attitude with you. So look at that. See, I folded it there. And it's all rolled up, and I'm just going to hold it like this. Take another piece of this tulle, roll it up, lay it on top, hold on to it, and another piece of this burlap, lay that on top, and then we take our little pipe cleaner, lay it across the top, twist the ends under, fold everything in half, pinch it down, twist it. I always try to twist it at least 3 times. Okay, so there's that little bundle. Now, how do you attach these to the wreath form? You may be wondering about that. Well, I'll show you. Alright, here we have our little wreath form here. It's like a bicycle wheel. Here's the middle here. And I don't honestly know myself how this is going to go. It's just flat. You know, the other wreath form we use is convex, concave. This one's just flat, so we don't have that issue. Alright, now you see you have these 2 little ends here to this pipe cleaner. 2 of them sticking out like little legs. We are going to just pick one of these pieces here, one of these wires. One of these wires has come undone. You see it's loose. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to pretend it's fine. I mean, it's a Dollar Tree wreath form. You know, it's probably going to have a problem or 2. You're going to take the 2 ends, straddle that wire. Let's turn it over so we can see. So we're looking at the back side right now. Take these 2 wires, they're straddling. They take the 2 ends of the pipe cleaner, they're straddling that wire. Twist them together so it is now twisted to that wire. This wire. There's one. Grab another one. We're just going to keep taking these bundles, straddle the 2 ends of the pipe cleaner over a wire, twist them together like that. I have a little tail end to this pipe cleaner. I'm going to cut it off. And I'm just going to take this twisted part and bend it down. Just kind of fold it down. That's 2. Here's the 3rd. You know what? I may have to glue that. I'm going to glue that one before I attach anything to it, because that's going to be a problem. Anything I attach to it is going to come off. That's alright. Let's attach it over here. And I'm thinking you can have it anywhere on that wire. When you're attaching it, you can just slide it down as long as there's nothing in front of it that you don't want in front of it. Slide it down. So, right now, that's what it looks like with just the 3 bundles. And I do like the different shades of brown that we have in here. I'm going to go look up in the attic and see if I can find some black mesh, because I really want to mix in some black in here too. So we'll have black and brown, and a little bit, just a hint of this gold here and there, but not much. So I'm going to go look for my black mesh, and I'm going to take some glue and see if I can glue this loose wire down. And after I do that, I'm going to continue making bundles, and we're going to come back and just see what it looks like with just this section completed. I have now created all of the little bundles of brown and black, like we had the tulle and the burlap, and I had brown mesh, and I did find some black mesh up in the attic. It was some I think I had left over from Halloween last year. And so what I did, I wanted to make it a circle. And so we have that here, just right in the middle. So it's going to represent just, you know, the seeds, the sunflower seeds. And I used all black pipe cleaners back here, so it just kind of blends in, and you can see all the colors in there. And the little bits of gold in there as well. Just little touches of it, not a lot, just it just peeps out. Every now and then you see a little bit of it, just a little. So what we have to do now is figure out a way to take yellow mesh and that golden tulle, and make the yellow part, do all the little petals around it. That's going to be all of this here. Wasn't really sure how big I wanted this area to be, but I got it to this point and decided that was pretty good. You can see that they don't stick up a lot. They do stick up a little bit, but that's okay. They're going to do that. But it's definitely not like the wreaths we normally do. They stick way out. It's just, woo, this one's not quite like that. So now we're going to see what we can do about making the yellow petals that go around our sunflower. I have my mesh cut up. This is the bright yellow mesh. Doesn't it look nice with the little yellow pipe cleaners? Look how pretty. I love little stuff like that. I got to thinking about it, and for the petals, I think we might go ahead and do the Starburst Technique for these bundles. But what I'm going to try to do, and I don't know how successful I'm going to be, when I get the bundles ready, I'm going to just try not to fluff them out, keep them kind of pulled a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. Now here's the Starburst Technique. You take a piece of mesh, and I cut all these to about 9 inches. It's not exact. You can make it exact if it bothers you, but I don't care. Grab these corners here, these opposite corners. Pull it just a little. You don't have to pull it a lot. Hold that tension in there. Walk your fingers over. And then you're going to roll it like this. That. So it makes a little bow tie, and you end up with lots of little pieces everywhere. I decided not to use the glitter tool. I got to looking at it and I decided I just didn't want to deal with it. But see, what I'm thinking is if I can keep it like this, just like that. You know what I could do? I could actually, I'm figuring this out as I go. I could take my mesh and my tool and do them like that. Let me show you what I'm thinking out loud while I figure this out. I also have some of this sort of a golden color mesh. See, it's not as bright yellow. Let's do this piece this way, the same way. I'm going to try to fold it in half, lay it on top, like that. You could even fan it out a little bit, but I'm not going to do it right now. And I have that sort of a golden colored tool. Now the tool, it's a little different. I'm just going to kind of roll it diagonally. All these pieces are cut approximately 9 inches. It's not exact. And I'm going to lay that there. Now, what if I take this? And again, I cut these pipe cleaners in thirds. What if I take it like that? Fold it over. And then twist it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that means when it's on the wreath form, it's going to stay like that. Because what I'm going for is, like with the sunflower, those little petals just kind of stick straight out there. I mean, some of them stick up a little bit, which these will do. But they lay more flat. That's what I'm trying to do. I just wonder how it would look like that. I don't know, but we're going to find out. Okay, so that's one bundle. So we have the yellow, the bright yellow, the gold mesh, and the gold tool. And it looks like it's just going to stick out however it wants to. There's one. I'll do another one. See, this mesh sticks together. Here's a gold piece. You grab these opposite corners. I was saying opposing corners, and somebody spun on their eyebrows over it. You learn if you make YouTube videos the things that bother people. these must be people who don't have any real problems in life, because they will complain about the craziest stuff. Fold it, put it there, and grab a piece of this tulle. Okay. I feel bad. I just watch videos and I don't leave comments like that. Maybe I need to start nitpicking people. Oops, it slipped. I've never done bundles like this before, so I'm not in practice. Now see, I've just got them folded in half. I'll take my pipe cleaner here, lay it over top, and I'm trying to twist it together underneath. Well, I tell you, you're not going to be able to handle that too roughly. That's going to come apart. Okay. So again, you just take your, and I just have all my mesh already cut up. You grab these opposite corners, opposing corners. Well, if you've ever worked with mesh, you know it fights you all the time, and literally every corner of it's going to oppose you. Mesh is like me. When you get it mad, it's going to fight you. One, two, and a piece of tulle. This is our third bundle. And I'm just folding it in half, putting it on top. And I'm taking my pipe cleaner and laying it across, and here you see where it's folded. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how far down I should put this, and I may end up redoing these. I may try to attach them and decide I don't like it. But let's see what we got. Okay, let's see how we can attach these things. So here we have, here's our wreath form with the brown already in it. We're going to turn it upside down. So back here is where you can see the pipe cleaners are attached. And they slide around. You can push them down however you want to. So I'm attaching these just like I attached these. There's one. Let's put one over here. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking these two ends, straddling this wire like that. Get it right in its crotch right there, and then you're twisting its legs together. But this wreath is going to be kind of delicate. You can't handle it too much, or these little pieces are going to come out. So don't play football with it or anything. This is the third one. And you can just twist it however many times you want. Now let's flip it over. Okay. Well, that's what it looks like right now. That's just with 3 bundles. So right now it doesn't look like much of anything, but I do like the way that, you know, it kind of lays down like that. I do like that. And they don't stick up a whole lot, although as I add them, they're probably going to stick up a bit. But it looks to me like they're going to lay a little bit flatter than if I did these with the Starburst method like I was going to. I'm going to go ahead and make some more bundles. We'll just stick with this little technique. I don't know. It's probably got a name, or I might have just invented it. I don't know. I'm going to stick with this right here, what I've been doing. And I'm going to make enough bundles to fill it all the way out here. And see, now you have this rim on the outside. You could even attach some bundles out here if you wanted to. I don't see why not. But I'm going to go ahead and keep working on that. Add the bundles. And then we will come back and we will see what it looks like. Okay, I have it all ready except for the decorations. Look at that. Now, I ended up not doing the yellow part like I said I was going to. I started making bundles and adding them, but I noticed that the pipe cleaners were really noticeable, and it just looked weird, and all the pieces didn't really lay together very well. It didn't look right. So I took those bundles apart, and I did them in the Starburst Technique, where you just do the whole thing and just fold it in half, and then do the pipe cleaner in the middle. I just did that, and I think it looks a lot better that way. I mean, it does kind of stick out just like my normal wreath does, but I think it looks better. I wish the other one had not looked the way it did, but after I did several bundles, I just didn't like the way it looked. So we switched to the Starburst Technique, and we still have just the rolls in the middle. So there it is. It's pretty big, and on the back you can see I used the yellow pipe cleaners on the back for the yellow part, and then the black pipe cleaners for the center. So I just like it for it to match. I guess it doesn't matter because when you hang it up, you're not going to be able to see them. But for me, I just like them to match whatever you're doing. So now we're going to take these little bees. We're going to add these little bees to them. My son was looking at them. He said they look traumatized. They have these little bug eyes, which makes sense because they're bugs. Little bees. We're going to put some little bees on our sunflower. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and add our little bees. We have 6 of them. We're going to add these bees, and then we'll come back one more time and see how it looks. Okay, I've added the little bees to the wreath. It doesn't look all that different, but look. So we have 6 of them on here. I put 2 on this part. Right here, they're just flying all over the place. I don't know which way it goes. 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at those little bees. I thought it was the perfect addition to this thing because I wanted to decorate it with something, but I couldn't really think of anything. So when I saw these little bees, I said they were perfect. So we have our happy little sunflower wreath with little bees on it. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I wasn't really sure if I would like it or not, but I really do. I think it's cute. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed seeing this wreath come to be. Come to be. I didn't even intend that. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you again really soon.